It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Sportsnet LA presents the Dodgers as they take on the Colorado Rockies. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Tuesday evening to you, wherever you may be. Dodger Stadium on a lovely summer's evening. Dodgers winning last night to snap the Rockies' 5-game winning streak. The Dodgers have a slight edge. 7 games played, they've won 4 of the 7. For the Rockies, by losing last night, they fall 9 games back of the Giants, and the Dodgers, by winning, are now 6 games back. The pitchers for tonight, Jhoulys Chacín will be on the mound for the Rockies, a record of 1-4, a very good pitcher, but he's been bothered with a very bad shoulder. However, he pitches tough against the Dodgers. He is 8-6 in his career, and especially good here at Dodger Stadium. He's 4-2. On the mound for the Dodgers, Zack Greinke trying to win his 9th of the year. He's 8-3. And as far as the Rockies are concerned, they usually see him at his best at night. Greinke is 6-2 with a brilliant ERA of a little more than 2 when he pitches under the stars. The Dodgers, by winning last night, have now won the first game of 11 straight series, but they need more than one. So tonight, trying for a sweep, and they have to win number 2 before they can think about that. We'll get to the ball game and a whole lot more coming up right after this.
Everybody, fans making their way here into Dodger Stadium as they get ready for an evening game between the Colorado Rockies and your Los Angeles Dodgers. Hello, everybody, and welcome inside Dodger Stadium. I'm Alana Rizzo. We're going to step away from the great sport of baseball to talk a little bit about hockey. Of course, our friends down south, the Los Angeles Kings, Stanley Cup champions. They won the Cup on Friday, and what a road it was for the Stanley Cup champions, LA Kings. Earlier today, they came out to talk a little baseball. There's Clayton Kershaw, some of the Kings. They took batting practice. That's Jeff Carter in the cage taking some cuts. Not making it look that easy, is it, guys? Stanley Cup champions here today, taking ground balls. hitting in the cage, having a good time with baseball players, yucking it up after they've won the Cup 2 out of the last 3 years. Don Mattingly getting in on the action. He actually had a baseball signed by the team, and there it is, Lord Stanley's Cup making its way into the Dodger dugout onto the field. An opportunity to see the Cup here for all of the fans here at Dodger Stadium. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Kings. Zack Greinke on the hill tonight for the Los Angeles Dodgers, trying to get the first winning homestand for LA this season. Of course, after the break, the legendary Vince Scully on the call. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Pleasant Tuesday evening to you. Welcome to Dodger Stadium and a big pregame celebration for the Los Angeles Kings and the Stanley Cup. They had a beautiful little bits of an odyssey on the scoreboard showing them beat the Sharks and then moving to nail the Ducks and then taking care of the Blackhawks and finally defeating the New York Rangers. They came here, almost all of them clean shaven, bringing the Stanley Cup, and of course the Dodgers were delighted to have them here. Many of the Kings took batting practice long before the game itself, and the Dodgers certainly gave them a warm-hearted greeting, and the crowd gave them a long and standing ovation. But the ice has melted. It's been a while, remember, when this place was open for ice skating and a hockey match. But now we're back to baseball, the Dodgers and the Rockies, and we'll take a look at Walt Weiss's lineup, a lineup that's missing three wonderful players. I mean, they're going without last year's batting champion, Mike Kadire. They're without their great third baseman, Nolan Arenado, and they're also without Carlos Gonzalez. Still a good ball club. Charlie Blackmon in right field, Corey Dickerson in left, Troy Tulowitzki at short, and Justin Morneau at first base. Drew Stubbs in center field. He has done well against Greinke in the past. Willen Rosario hit a home run last night behind the plate. Ryan Wheeler, a young fella from Torrance, is at third base. DJ LeMahieu at second, and Ulysses Chacin on the mound. On the mound for the Dodgers, Zack Greinke with a record of 8-3, 0-1 against the Rockies this year. This is a rematch On June the 7th, Chacin and Greinke locked horns. Neither earned a decision. That was the game decided by a walk-off triple by Brandon Barnes, and the Rockies won the game 5-4 in 10 innings. When the Rockies won that game, that stopped an 8-game losing streak. So they hook up tonight. Greinke, who is 6-2 at night and a great earned run average of less than 2.5, will be getting ready to pitch to Blackmon, Dickerson, and Tulowitzki, the first two left-handed batters. Charlie Blackmon, leading off in left field last night, went 0 for 4 and did contribute to one of the most exciting plays of the night. He takes a strike. That was when D. Gordon tripled down in the left field corner. Ball got away from Charlie, and Gordon came all the way around. One other note, and we'll pass it along as far as the Giants are concerned, as Blackmon swings, doesn't get it, 0-2. Giants stake Matt Cain to an early 2-0 lead in Chicago, but the White Sox have really taken off. It is now White Sox 8, Giants 2, bottom of the 6th. And by the way, Buster Posey passed the concussion tests, and he's the designated hitter. So Blackmon waiting, no balls and 2 strikes. Greinke delivers a hopper to the right side. Gordon up with it easily and makes the play. Still one away in the first inning. We can take a look at the Dodgers with the leather. It's Gonzalez and Gordon, Ramirez and Rojas, Kemp, Ethier, and Puig in the outfield. A.J. Ellis behind the plate. And Greinke now ready to go to work against Corey Dickerson. So Dickerson, another left-hand batter, and playing left field. There are 4 left-hand hitters in the lineup, with Blackmon, Dickerson, Morneau, and Wheeler. And the first pitch high, ball 1, 1-0 to Corey Dickerson. Dickerson comes in hitting .325, so he's off to a great start. Left-hand batter waiting. He's from Macomb, Mississippi, 6'2" and 210. Greinke comes back with a fastball strike, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Dickerson was twice drafted by the Rockies as he checks in against Greinke. Second time around sounded a lot better. That's when he signed with them. So Corey waiting with that .325 batting average, 8 home runs, 23 runs batted in, and takes a pitch off the plate. Came up to the Rockies last year, played in 69 games. Now off to having a full solid year. He's just 25. Corey Dickerson. Corey waiting, and the 2-1 pitch on the way is swung on and fouled away. 2-2. Dickerson a couple of years ago caught everybody's attention. He was playing for Asheville, and he drove in 10 runs. He had 3 home runs, and that tied for the most RBIs in a single game in the Sally League history. And that record stood for 30-some-odd years. Corey Dickerson. So the left-hand hitter waits. Greinke reads Ellis into the windup, and his 2-2 pitch a little low with a fastball at 94, and the count 3-2. Corey, a couple of years ago, had his nose broken. He was hit by a pitch. He was out of the lineup for 5 games and came right back in there. 3-2 pitch on the way. Dickerson probably it's a hopper into center field for a base hit. So a 1-out single by Corey Dickerson, and that brings up Troy Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki having a brilliant start to the year. Tulo hitting .355, and he'll come up now with Dickerson at first base. Tulowitzki last night struggled, went 0 for 4, struck out, lined out to left, fly to center, and grounded out. But his numbers certainly get your attention. .355, 18 home runs, 45 runs batted in. right-hand hitting shortstop has a look at a strike, and the count 0-1. His body language tells you he thought that pitch was a little low. 0-1 the count to Troy Tulowitzki, a mainstay for the Rockies. The Rockies are trying to tread water until they can get some of their regulars back. They're hoping that by the All-Star break they'll be ready to make a move. Strike one pitch is swung on and missed, and the count 0-2. So Zach Greinke trying to win his 9th. He is 8-3. He is 3-2 lifetime against the Rockies. Tulowitzki, tall and rangy, 6'3", 215, and Greinke working on the ball, plants their right foot on the rubber, and Tulo waits. Tulowitzki will be 30 in October, and the strike two pitch is down and away. Tulowitzki, one of those rare players, signed with the Rockies in 2005, and 14 months later he was playing in the big leagues, and he's been with the Rockies since 2006. He broke the rookie shortstop record for home runs, previously held by Ernie Banks. He hit 24 back in 2007. Slaps one in the air to right field. Coming up is Puig, but he'll have to play it on a hop. Culberson. So we have first and second with one out, and Justin Morneau coming up.
Batting next, first baseman number 33, Justin Morneau.
So back-to-back singles with one out, and the left-hand hitting Justin Morneau checking in. Morneau hitting .301, 11 home runs, 44 runs batted in. Justin, another left-hand batter. Morneau, of course, had a brilliant career with the Minnesota Twins from 2003 until last year. Finished up briefly last year with the Pirates. He promptly lines one right at Puig for the out. Puig throws to first, not in time. The ball loose, but backed up alertly by Greinke. Good play by Zach. So Morneau, a line drive to right, two out, and Drew Stubbs coming up. Puig thought he might have had a play on that line drive, but Tulowitzki did get back. Throw was loose, but Greinke, as usual, in the right spot, alertly backing up. Behind Greinke was A.J. Ellis. So two out, two on. That ball was hit hard. And now here's Stubbs. Drew Stubbs last night 0 for 4, struck out twice, and takes an off-speed breaking ball for a strike, and the count 0-1. For Stubbs, in striking out twice last night, that has really been his problem. I mean, he was a first-round pick by the Reds, and the one problem he has had throughout his career, making contact. A couple of years ago, 2011, he struck out 205 times. He takes inside, and we have a 1-ball, 1-strike count. So we're just starting on a beautiful evening. Again, 67 degrees at sunset. A sliver of the pavilion is sun-washed. The upper deck down the right field line bathed in sunshine, and a bright blue sky overhead. Lights do not take effect, so that could be a little bit of a problem, although you couldn't tell it by the two hits here in the inning. Next pitch jams Stubbs in on the hand at 92 miles an hour, and the count 1-ball and 2 strikes. Zach Greinke and Ulysses Chassin, they went after each other back on the 7th of June. Neither one had a decision in the game. So they face off again tonight, and of course calling it face off, that's appropriate since we honored the Kings before the game. 1-2 the count to Drew Stubbs, big boy out of Atlanta, Texas. And the pitch is a fastball fouled away. Yes, there is such a place, Atlanta, Texas, in the northeast corner of the state near Texarkana. And they tell me that Atlanta, Texas has a population a little less than 6,000. Drew's dad ran track at Louisiana Tech, and he's up there now with 2 on, 2 out. First inning and no score. Greinke looks into Ellis. Now Zach at the belt. Looks back at second at Dickerson. Comes to the plate. Fastball on the inside corner. Strike 3 called. And for Drew Stubbs, up jumps the devil. He has struck out 46 times. So Greinke makes $1 million pitch at the right time. And at the end of half an inning, Rockies nothing, Dodgers coming up. Takes 19 pitches, gives up 2 singles, but comes up with a clutch strikeout, and the Rockies are turned away. Let's take a look now at the Dodger lineup and the way they'll stack up for Don Mattingly. No changes. D. Gordon leads off, Hanley Ramirez behind him, followed by Yasiel Puig and Adrian Gonzalez. Then comes Matt Kemp, Andre Ethier, the catcher A.J. Ellis, at third base Miguel Rojas, so Justin Turner still not ready, and Zach Greinke on the mound. On the mound is Ulises Chacin from Maracaibo in Venezuela, 6'3", 215 pounds, 26 years old, and he's been with the Rockies, signed in 2006, and his first pitch in for a strike. Couple of notes about Chacin. Checking the batting average against him as Gordon swings and doesn't get it. He has a little bit of trouble, does Chacin, in the early goings. After his 25th pitch from 25 to 75, the operation, they're hitting only 207 against him. Chacin, no balls, 2 strike, right-handed, delivers a bunt, foul, so that'll do it for Gordon. Trying to surprise and bunt with 2 strikes. Last night he dazzled the crowd, and we have time to show it to you. He hit that shot down the left field line into the corner, and it is nothing more electrifying than the possibility of an inside the park home run. As it turned out, Gordon had a triple and scored on the error by Charlie Blackmon. They put the clock on him, and he ran the bases in 13.89 seconds for a triple plus the error. Pete Borges had a similar trip. He went 14.02. Billy Hamilton in Double-A went 13.8. Ramirez doesn't hang around, hits it right to Tulowitzki, and before we know it, 2 out in the first inning. On the bunt by Gordon, that went foul, and the ground ball by Ramirez. So Yasiel Puig will be coming out. So Gordon takes the seat, and Puig center stage. Yasiel hitting .325. He had 3 hits last night. Went 3 for 5 to get his average back up. Facing Ulises Chacin. We'll look at the Dodgers in the past, see what they've done. Puig 2 for 7 against them. Dodgers have hit 5 home runs against Chacin, and Puig takes a strike. A.J. Ellis has 1. Andre Ethier has 1. D. Gordon had 1. And Matt Kemp has 2. Total of 5. Next pitch is lifted into left center. The center fielder Stubbs went back, so it's the left fielder Dickerson who bails him out. Drew Stubbs at this hour instinctively went back and almost took himself out of the play. So Puig, fly ball to shallow left center. Dodgers in order at the end of an inning, no score. Rosario followed by Ryan Wheeler and then DJ LeMahieu as we go to the second inning. Rosario had a big night last night, homered and doubled. The hard-hitting catcher will lead it off. Rosario checking in at .232, but he has 17 extra base hits, 10 doubles, and the 7 home runs. So Willen Rosario at the plate, and into the second inning we go. By the way, the Rockies will be 1 man short tonight and tomorrow. We'll tell you why and who it is. Pitch to Rosario, a strike, no balls, 1 strike. Reliever Nick Massett, who pitched briefly last night. Massett worked the 8th inning. Well, he's been suspended for 3 games. So Walt Weiss loses one of his relievers. The strike 1 pitch on the way. Rosario lifts it in the air off first, well out of play. The reason Massett has been suspended, the Rockies were struggling. They had lost a whole bunch of games, but they got to Atlanta and they got into a knockdown pitch battle, and Massett hit Evan Gattis and was immediately kicked out of the game. He was suspended for 3. He thought about appealing, and he's decided, no, let's get it out of the way. So Massett will miss the next 2 games. Meanwhile, Rosario takes high, 1 and 2. And it so often happens in that knockdown with Atlanta. The Rockies won 2, then they seemed to be hyped up a little bit, went to San Francisco and won 3 in a row, coming from behind the last 2 games. 1-2 pitch on the way to Rosario. Willen takes outside, gets away from A.J. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count. For Zach Greinke, he is 0-2 in his last 3 starts, and his earned run average is over 4.2 in fact. The Dodgers lost all 3 of those starts. The last time Greinke's team lost 4 straight, you have to go back 2 years ago. Zach ready in the 2-2 pitch on the way. Ground ball to short. Ramirez waits for it. Plenty of time. Gets it over to first. And down goes Rosario, one away. Again, you can understand Walt Weiss in a tough spot, the skipper of the Rockies, minus 3 outstanding players. I mean, you talk about Michael Kadaya, who of course led the league in hitting last year. Then you talk about Cargo, and everybody knows how talented he is. And then maybe the best kid of all on the ball club, because he is absolutely outstanding, Nolan Arenado, the third baseman. Of the 3, it looks like Arenado will be the first one back. The pitch to Ryan Wheeler, in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Arenado, absolutely brilliant third baseman and developing into quite a hitter. He was batting .305. How did he get hurt? That dreaded head-first slide. Strike one, pitch low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ryan Wheeler is from Torrance. Went to Loyola Marymount. Still makes his home in Torrance. 6'3", big boy at 235. A lot of athletes in the family. His mom and dad were good athletes. He takes low. His father played in the San Bernardino Valley, and his mom on the UCLA junior varsity team. Both played basketball. All Ryan did when he graduated from Torrance High was hit .454. He takes low. Signed with the Diamondbacks in 2009, right out of Loyola Marymount. Now the 3-1 pitch coming up. Wheeler waiting, bent slightly at the knees and waist, and fouls one off third, out of play. Ryan Wheeler has another skill besides playing baseball. It's called beatboxing. That's the vocal rhythmic percussion. Doesn't need any musical instruments. Ryan was the annoying kid who would tap out stuff. Teacher always told him to be quiet. 3-2 pitch, and Ryan Wheeler lifts another foul ball up third, down the line, out of play. 3-2 the count to Ryan Wheeler. Ryan has a younger brother, Jason, who's a Minnesota Twins prospect. So they serve each other as a support system. Wheeler made his debut in July 2 years ago. 3-2 the count to Ryan Wheeler. Swung on, golfed wide to first. Nice pick by Adrian. Throws to Greinke in time. A thoroughly professional play, and we have 2 down. D. Gordon was racing towards the hole and wound up on the grass. That's how far he went looking for that ground ball. But Gonzalez, with the ball hit to his glove side, was able to make the play. Yeah, Gordon leaves the screen when you look at the replay. It went way down into right field. 2 out, second inning. Gordon, who's been playing an outstanding second base anyway. And the batter is DJ LeMahieu. LeMahieu playing second base, right-hand batter. Greinke into the windup, comes to his hitter, and starts him with a strike. DJ's from Visalia. Moved, however, now lives in Bloomfield Hills in Michigan. He went to school at LSU. He backs away from a pitch at the thighs, and they count 1 ball and 1 strike. LeMahieu might have been born in Visalia, but family moved to Las Vegas when he was about 7 years old. Then they moved on to Madison, Wisconsin, and finally Bloomfield Hills. The 1-1 pitch, low ball, 2-2-1. His father's a computer consultant. 2-1 to DJ LeMahieu. Another big guy at 6'4", 210. He'll be 26. Middle of July. 2-1 pitch, swung on, lifted, foul off to the right, and that will go out of play. Hits the roof of the visiting dugout and kangaroos up the aisle. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. We're in the 2nd inning. No score. Rockies 9 games behind the Giants. The Dodgers 6 games behind the Giants. And the last we heard, it was 8-3 in favor of the White Sox in about the 6th inning. 2-2 pitch coming up, and it's down and away. Ball 3. 3-2 the count. Zach Greinke trying to win his 9th. Trying to balance his books. On decks, Jhoulys Chacín. That White Sox lead, they're in the 8th inning now. Another pitch fouled off. So Greinke is having a lot of foul balls. He made 19 pitches in the 1st inning. Trying to put somebody away. He has 1 strikeout, but the hitter was caught looking. That was Drew Stubbs, the inside fastball that got the corner. So Rick Honeycutt keeping track as we are. 37 pitches now for Greinke. And the 3-2 pitch coming up. Swung on, hit in the air to right field. Puig is at the other end of it and makes the catch for the out. So the Rockies go down 1-2-3, and at the end of an inning and a half, Rockies nothing, Dodgers nothing. Inning, no score in the ball game. A reminder, bring the kids to Dodger Stadium Sunday, June 29th. Dodgers and Cardinals, and the first 15,000 kids 14 and under receive an Adrian Gonzalez replica jersey, compliments of Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. For tickets, go to Dodgers.com/promotions today. And talking about Adrian, here's the man himself. He'll be followed by Matt Kemp and then Andre Ethier against Jhoulys Chacín. Gonzalez off to a slow start, struggling a bit at 252, takes a strike. He's had success against Chacín in the past, hitting .375 against the Rockies right-handed. Strike one, pitch on the way, fouled off to the left. 0-2 the count. The Rockies put the screen set up more against Gonzalez than just about any other hitter. It's that triangle. LeMahieu is a good 20 feet out into right field. Tulowitzki's on the other side filling up the middle. Morneau is guarding the line. So all alone, Ryan Wheeler halfway between second and third. 1-2 the count to Adrian Gonzalez. Chacín ready and comes back. High pitch, swung on and missed. And down goes Gonzalez, going after a bad ball. Second strikeout for Chacín. So a pitch up and out of the strike zone. Adrian went after it, one away. Then looking at Chacín's career and the calendar, He's 2 above 500 in April, 8 below in May, 4 above in June, 3 below in July, 3 above in August, 5 below in September. So, I mean, he is really an up and down right-hander. And the first pitch, big off-speed change, and he misses ball 1. 1-0 the count to Matt Kemp. Kemp has perked up, hitting .267, 6 home runs, 24 runs batted in. Chacin's next pitch a little high, 2-0. Ulysses Chacin turned in his best outing of the year last Thursday. He held Atlanta to 2 hits over 7 scoreless innings. It really missed him. He's had a bad shoulder. Sprained it. 2-0 pitch on the way. Fastball picks up the outside corner at the knees, and the count 2-1. So Chacin had the bad shoulder. Mike Kadire fractured his shoulder. Carlos Gonzalez had the strangest thing. Every time he got jammed, which couldn't be that often, but his finger would swell. 2-1 pitch, check swing for a strike, and the count 2-2. So they finally had to open up the finger, and there was a tumor inside the finger, so he's not been able to play. And then Nolan Arenado hit what he thought was going to be a home run, rounded first, realized the ball was in play, went head first into second base, and broke a finger. Kemp fouls it back. So you are looking at a Rockies team 3 men short and 3 big men. Kadire, Cargo, and young Nolan. And for Walt Weiss, who among other things is a black belt in Taekwondo, no one's going to argue with Walt. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way, and that's low and inside, ball 3. 3-2 the count to Matt Kemp. Waiting on deck, Andre Ethier. 1 out, second inning, no score. Dodgers have won the first game of each of the last 11 series. 10 of the 11. The 3-2 pitch is strike 3 called, and Matt Kemp turns and walks away empty-handed. So that is the 3rd strikeout for Ulysses Chacin, and the batter will be Andre Ethier. Andre Ethier has had a lot of success against Chacin. So Matt Kemp misjudged the pitch, didn't argue, just walked away back into the dugout. Ethier against Chacin is hitting .414. He not only has a dozen hits, he also has a home run against him. Chacin into the windup. Right-handed fastball hit to the hole at short and through into left field. Chacin kicks at the dirt, angry at himself for the location of the pitch. And Ethier's delighted as he comes up with yet another hit. So Andre Ethier takes a pitch down and away and just nudges it into left field. And with 2 out, a runner at first, the batter is A.J. Ellis, who has a home run and hitting .400 against Chacin. Matt Kemp, who was caught looking, had 2 home runs against Chacin. A.J. takes a fastball strike, and the count 0-1. Game 2 of the 3-game series tomorrow night. Jorge De La Rosa and Clayton Kershaw. Now the strike 1 pitch on the way, and that's a shot up the middle for a base hit. Chacin losing his balance, lunging for the ball, and down he went. And the Dodgers have runners at first and second with 2 out. The Chacin wound up sprawling on the mound as that ball whistled by. He tried to get it. It was down around his left ankle, and he just took a header. So Chacin misses the hard hit ball. Ellis has himself a base hit, and that'll bring up Miguel Rojas. 2 on, 2 out. Second inning, no score. Miguel batting .222. That makes it 4 for 18. Played last night. Lined out to left, popped up, hit into a force play, and flied to right. So 2 on. Ethier at second, Ellis at first. No score in the second inning. Chassin out of a stretch. Ulisse delivers and gets it in there for a strike. Ulisse, Jhoullys. No balls and 1 strike. Right-hander out of a stretch, comes back with a good breaking ball that dropped in nicely. Big league curveball, and the count 0-2. In the game he pitched against Atlanta, he made 85 pitches, averaging 12 pitches an inning. He's been very, very tough on the top 2 hitters in every lineup. Now the strike 2 pitch in the dirt. Nice block by Rosario. Early in the game, and we're looking at his pitches now. He's made 23 pitches. The batting average against Chassin in his first 25 pitches is a little bit high. 311. Well, he's just given up 2 hits with 2 out in the second inning, and he's 2 more pitches to get to 25, and after that he seems to breathe. 1-2 to Rojas. Chassin over the top, down and away. Breaking ball going to third is Ellis. The throw, and that'll do it for Ethier. So Andre Ethier on a pitch in the dirt tried to move over, and he shot down Rosario to Wheeler. And the Dodgers no runs, 2 hits and 1 left. And at the end of 2, no score. By the catcher Willen Rosario. A pitch in the dirt. He makes a good save and then throws to third and nails Ethier trying to move up a notch. So we go into the 3rd inning. No score. Of course, the gamble by Ethier means when the Dodgers come up in the 3rd, it'll be the bottom of the lineup. Rojas, then the pitcher, and then D. Gordon. Meanwhile, Ulisse Chassin will check in. He's a pretty good hitter. He's 3 for 10. And the right-hand batter takes a curveball for a strike, and the count 0-1. Chassin, big fella, 6'3", 215. Greinke comes back with a fastball for a strike. So first the curve, then the fastball, and Chassin in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Greinke gave up 2 hits in the first inning, but got away with it. Strike 2 pitch. Chacin looks, and it's off the plate. Ball 1. For the Rockies, last night, they lost a run in the first inning because the double turned out to be a ground rule double, and Barnes, who was at first, had to go back to third, and they failed to score. Tonight, they had 2 hits with 1 out in the first inning and still came up empty. Morneau hit a ball hard, but lined it right at Puig, and then Stubbs struck out. They went down in order in the second, and now here comes the 2-2 pitch to Ulysses Chacin. Greinke delivers, slider hit wide of first. Gonzalez hangs it to Greinke coming over in time for the out. So 1 out, third inning, and the batter Charlie Blackmon. We mentioned the fact that foul balls is a sensitive area that's often overlooked. And in the first 2 innings, there were 9 foul balls against Greinke. So because of the 9 foul balls, he wound up making 38 pitches. In fact, in the first 3 innings so far, there's been 1 swing and a miss. And that, believe it or not, was by Troy Tulowitzki, who then singled to right field. So 1 out. Here's Blackmon, grounded out in the first inning. Charlie, left-hand hitter, 0 for 1. Greinke ready and delivers. Big slow change, and it stays high. Ball 1. That came up at 72 miles an hour. Charlie hitting .301. Looking at Charlie Blackmon and that full beard, the 1-0 pitch is high. You make a note that when the Los Angeles Kings took the field tonight, almost every one of them appeared to be clean shaven. So once the season ended, they went to the blade. 2 balls and no strikes. Fastball, but it's off the plate. Tried to hit the outside corner, couldn't do it. 3-0. There are some of the Kings, and not a beard in sight. Well, maybe a little bit. Ah, yes, there's a beard. Of course, when you were watching the playoffs, they all had beards. 3-0 pitch in for a strike. 3-1. I remember when the #1 sponsor in sports was Gillette Safety Razor. I don't imagine they buy much time anymore. 3-1 to Charlie Blackmon. Greinke rocks and turns. Right-hander comes back, and the fastball is whacked down the right field line, foul. 3-2 the count. Looked like a cutter from Greinke, and Blackmon was able to turn, get the hips out of the way, and pulled it sharply foul. That's another foul ball. And for Greinke now, he's made 40 pitches, and he only has 1 out in the 3rd inning. So with pencil and scorecard poised and at the ready, Rick Honeycutt has to be a little distressed by the pitch count. Look back, Greinke's last game, he made only 72 pitches, went 6 innings, and lost to the Reds. His 3-2 pitch on the way is fouled away. The high in pitch count for Greinke would be 110, but that was way back the end of April against Minnesota. And then I correct myself, in May he had 112 pitches against the Giants. So the pitches are piling up. Here comes his 50th pitch in the 3rd inning, and the 3-2 pitch is slapped foul again. Boy, it must be maddening if you're a pitcher. You're throwing strikes and you just can't get the ball by anybody. He has 1 strikeout, remember, and that was Drew Stubbs caught looking. Three and two the count. 50 pitches with 1 out in the 3rd. That's not the ticket for a long game. His 3-2 pitch coming up, very high, ball 4. Bill Blackmon wins the battle, and that'll bring up Corey Dickerson. Charlie Blackmon has stolen a dozen bases. In fact, he's the #1 runner for the Rockies, 12 out of 16. The Greinke's going to be very busy now, facing the left-hand hitting Dickerson, who's single to center while keeping an eye on Blackmon at first. No score, top of the third, one away. Corey taking a little time fussing with the Velcro and the gloves. Greinke looks down, getting a sign, and we're about ready to hook up. A look over at Blackmon, and now the pitch to Corey Dickerson, and that's high. Ball one up around the chin. Corey Dickerson last year hit .263, and he had 5 home runs, 17 runs batted in. So far this year, he has 8 home runs and 23 runs batted in. So he's way ahead of his pace. Just 25 years old, out of Mississippi. Out of his stretch goes Greinke, looks over at first. The 1-0 pitch on the way. A one-hopper backhanded by Rojas to Gordon, and a wide throw pulling Gonzalez off the bag at first. What a nice play by Miguel Rojas. Wow. Round of applause. They say he's a magician with the glove, and he just performed a little magic. That ball was drilled. He went down on his right side and then came up and got a strike to Gordon. Gordon was taken out of the play by Blackmon, so his throw pulled Gonzalez off the bag. But a dazzling play. Dickerson losing a hit and bangs into a force play. Gordon got the throw, tried to get out of the way. Blackmon got in there so that D landed on his chest as Blackmon took him out, preventing the double play. Good play all around, however. And now here is Troy Tulowitzki, who singled to right field in the first inning. No score in the ball game. Tulowitzki wears number 2 in honor of his favorite player, and that's Derek Jeter. In fact, when Tulo was growing up in Sunnyvale, he papered the walls of his bedroom with posters and baseball cards that depicted his shortstop heroes. There was the Nomar wall for Garcia Parra. There was the A-Rod wall, and then his favorite, the Jeter wall. Tulo waiting. Greinke comes with a fastball in for a strike at 91. Derek Jeter was the one that Tulo wanted to copy the most. He has worn number 2 for over 8 years in honor of Jeter. In fact, in Colorado, above his locker, is a framed photo of Derek Jeter. Next pitch, ground ball to third. Rojas down to Gordon for the fourth, and that's that. The Rojas makes a big play to change the inning completely. No runs, no hits, a man left, and at the end of 2.5 innings, no score. No score in the ball game. Miguel Rojas, who made that fine defensive play to keep the top of the third inning scoreless, he'll lead it off, followed by Zach Greinke and then D. Gordon. By the way, something that should perk up the Dodgers and their fans, final score out of Chicago. The White Sox 8 and the Giants 2. So a Dodger victory tonight could cut the Giant lead to 5. Tomorrow there'll be a tremendous matchup, the Giants and the White Sox, Chris Sale and Tim Hudson. Meanwhile, we've got a pretty good matchup here. Bottom of the third, Shakeen going up against Greinke. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Rojas. Chacin ready, and Ulisse comes back, and there's a foul ball up third and out of play. Talking about that foul ball, we were talking about the fouls that could wear out Greinke. Zach Greinke in 3 innings now has made 56 pitches. Well, there's just no way he can keep that up. 1-2 the count. Back comes Chacin. It's sliced the other way down the right field line. Still 1-2 the count. Greinke waiting on deck, and then Gordon. Dodgers, of course, starting with the number 8 hitter. Rojas was left at the plate when Ethier tried to advance at what he thought might be a wild pitch, and Rosario made a good play to throw him out. Rojas takes off the plate, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Miguel Rojas out of Venezuela facing Chacin. Ulisse looks in, getting a sign. He's from Maracaibo in Venezuela. And the 2-2 pitch, ground ball to the hole, through into left field, base hit. So Miguel Rojas comes up with the 3rd hit against Chacin. And the hits are in a row with 2 out. Ethier single to left in the 2nd inning. Ellis single to center in the 2nd inning. But then Ethier was thrown out trying to get over to 3rd. So Rojas opens up with a base hit. And here is Greinke. Greinke's not a bad hitter. He not only has 5 hits and a run batted in, including 4 doubles. He also has a run batted in, and he's only struck out 5 times. Chacin out of a stretch, a high stretch up around the face. Greinke shows bunt and takes ball 1. 1-0 the count. Boy, are we thrilled and honored tonight. It has never happened to me before. For the first time in a Dodger broadcasting booth, we have the Stanley Cup. And what a thrill that is. My goodness, look at all the names on there. Soon to hold some of the great names of the 2014 Los Angeles Kings. Because I go way back in hockey. I remember the Rangers when I was a little boy. I used to marvel at their goalie, not Jonathan Quick. It was Davy Kerr. You'd have to look that up in the old books. But Davy Kerr was the goalkeeper and did not have a helmet, no face mask, nothing. I mean, unreal. So you fellas got smarter as the years went by. But we are so proud of you. We really are. It was such a thrill. First of all, when you beat the Sharks, there are a lot of people in there if you do that. Then you knock off the Ducks. Well, now you really have the town. Then the Blackhawks. And finally, my old team, although I don't follow much anymore, the New York Rangers. So heartiest congratulations. We were as thrilled as everybody in the ballpark the other night when the announcement came out that you won. And the great parade. And what we wondered about, you went to the Blade. Everybody's clean shaven now after all those beards we saw all summer long. So heartiest congratulations. Thanks for going to the trouble of bringing this beauty up here in the booth. Meanwhile, the bunt goes foul, and that'll do it for Greinke. So again, heartiest congratulations. Thank you, fellas, to everybody in the organization. Beautiful. Is it true you were making margaritas in that thing on television? Maybe last night. Okay. Well, I'm sure you've washed off all the salt now. Good. Wow. You should be so proud, and rightfully so. Yeah. Oh, yeah. One dummy, one statue. Thanks, fellas, so much. All right, Greinke's back up. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bottom of the third. Rojas at first. And the Stanley Cup leaves the booth. Greinke tries to bunt, fouls it, and has struck out. Amazing. They've done it twice in 3 years. I mean, just how good can you be? What an organization. And I haven't seen him, but I would personally like to send a hearty congratulations to their brilliant announcer, Bob Miller. All right, here's D. Gordon. Tried to bunt with 2 strikes. I don't know if he's tried that much this year, but he struck out when he fouled off. So D 0 for 1. 4 strikeouts for Chacin. Right-hander deals, and the pitch picks up the outside corner for a strike. We're in the bottom of the third inning. No score, no runs, 2 hits for the Rockies. No runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers, who were certainly in a hitterish mood last night. Dodgers piled up 15 base hits. 0-1 the count. Chacin delivers, change, floats that in there for a strike at 74 miles an hour. Just when you least expect it, Chacin throws the change. Chacin, who's been pitching for the Rockies since 2009. Little ground ball coming over to get it's LeMahieu to make the play at first, and moving to second is Rojas. 2 down, and Hanley Ramirez coming up. So Gordon, who had 4 big hits last night, 0 for 2 tonight, which is the life of the ball player, feast or famine. Hanley Ramirez grounded to short. Hanley last night had 1 hit and a walk. So Ramirez batting .258, 10 home runs, 40 runs batted in, and certainly taking his time before getting in the box. Chacin just waiting. Meanwhile, out at second base, Rojas takes a cautious lead. No score, bottom of the third. Chacin a high set, looks back at second, works the plate, misses low and inside, ball 1. On deck, Yasiel Puig. Dodgers won the first game of the series. They've won the first game 10 of the last 11 series. But then they just seem to kind of tread water. So they're trying to make a move, especially getting the news that the Giants just lost. 1-0 pitch on the way, foul back. 1-1 the count to Ramirez. Of course, the Dodgers get the news that the Giants lost, and the Dodgers are home where they are 4 games under 500. On the road, believe it or not, the Dodgers are 8 games above 500. I mean, they are indeed 2 different teams. So for the moment, the Dodgers trail by 5.5, and the Rockies by 8.5. 1 ball and 1 strike. Chacin delivers, and there's a high drive into deep right center. Back goes Blackmon at the wall. Can't get it. Home run. Charlie Blackmon went back, leaped high in the air, and just missed it for Hanley Ramirez. He hits it out with a man aboard. His 11th home run, his 42 runs batted in, and the Dodgers in the dugout will do a little dance. They've been doing that of late, and they're waiting and waiting, and when Hanley gets there, it will become a dance hall. Down the steps he goes, the high fives, and the club gets into the dance. This is something new. Interesting, they have been dancing without Juan Uribe. And Uribe is always in the thick of things. They really miss him. But Hanley hits it out, and it's 2-0 Dodgers. Now Puig, and he takes off the plate, ball 1. So Hanley Ramirez, a 2-run home run after Rojas led off the inning with a base hit. Puig holds up on a pitch in the dirt, and they count 2 balls and no strikes. And holding up, I think that bothered his left shoulder a little bit. But nothing bothered Hanley. He negotiated his way around the bases. High fly ball just cleared the right field wall. Blackman is tall enough to go up and try to get it. He just missed. The 2-0 pitch on the way to Puig is taken a little low. Ball 3-0. Yasiel hitting .324 with 11 home runs, 41 runs batted in. For Chacin, that is the 5th home run that he has allowed this year. So Puig waits. 3 balls and no strikes to Yasiel. Here comes the right-hander's pitch. Hard ground ball into left field. Base hit. So, boy, that is a tribute to Yasiel Puig. They let him swing 3-0. Confident enough that he wouldn't just swing at a 3-0 pitch out of sight. And he promptly got one and singled sharply to left field. Take another look at Hanley Ramirez. He got himself a pitch out over the plate. Charlie Blackmon went back, got to the track, got to the base of the wall, and then leaped up. Charlie 6'4", got up and couldn't get it. He was on the way down just as the ball cleared the fence. So 2-0 Dodgers. Puig is at first, and here's Adrian Gonzalez. The shift is on, and the pitch a strike. Adrian in the 2nd inning struck out, going after a high pitch up around the shoulders. That pitch has bothered him lately, I think, more than any other. Going after that pitch out of the zone. He has struck out 55 times, looks at a strike. So now he's in a hole again. No balls, 2 strikes. But isn't that the way? When you're struggling, it seems like you walk up to the plate and you've inherited a no ball, 2 strike count. Two nothing Dodgers. 3rd inning. LeMahieu 20 feet out into right field. Too low on the second base side of the bag. And Gonzo fouls it down the left field line out of play. So it's still 0-2 to Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez fighting to stay above 250 now. He started the game at 252, gave up a point, and he's in a hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Chacin, 21 walks, 29 strikeouts, so he's really fighting his control. And the pitch is a hopper to shortstop, where 3rd baseman Ryan Wheeler turns it into a force play. Technically 5-6 from Wheeler to Tulowitzki. But the big play, one big swing by Hanley Ramirez, and he clears the right field wall despite the heroics of Charlie Blackmon, and the Dodgers at the end of 3 lead 2-0. Is brought to you by Honda. Start something special with a great deal on a Honda. Now at your Honda dealer. Thanks to Hanley Ramirez, 2-0 Dodgers, top of the fourth. And Justin Morneau to start it off. And a strike, 0-1. Morneau, among his glistening credentials, he was the MVP in 2006. Joining some rather illustrious names in Twins history. He fouls it back. Zoilo Versalles, who was brilliant against the Dodgers in the 1965 World Series. Rod Carew, one of the great hitters. And Harmon Killebrew, one of the great home run hitters. And now Justin Morneau. Morneau hit as many as 34 home runs with 130 runs batted in that MVP year. 1-2 to Justin. Zach Greinke making a lot of pitches. He's going to make his 60th pitch, averaging just about 20 pitches an inning. Run that up to 180, no way. 1-2. 2-2. Morneau came up with a key hit against the Giants the other day, against one of the tougher left-handers against left-hand hitters, Javier Lopez. We were talking earlier about Troy Tulowitzki and how he idolizes Derek Jeter. Bad ball, chased and missed, and the out recorded at first. Jeter has never won the MVP. Finished in the top 10 8 times and was never closer than 2006 when Justin Morneau won it.
Batting next, center fielder number 13, Drew Stubbs.
That is the second strikeout for Zach Greinke. Remember, Stubbs caught looking in the first inning. So Drew checks in 0 for 1. A big swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. 1 out, 4th inning. Dodgers 2 runs, 5 hits. And the Rockies no runs, 2 hits. There's a hopper up the middle. Hanley Ramirez just did get it over. Boy, Stubbs flies. The routine ground ball to shortstop, and Stubbs made it very close. You'd love to see a guy do that. I mean, he was running like his life depended on it. But remember, we told you his dad ran track at Louisiana Tech, and he is a chip off the old block. Good try for Drew. 2 down, and Willen Rosario grounded to short, 2nd inning. Rosario can hurt you with the long ball. One year, he had 28 home runs. Stocky, he's 5'11", about 200 pounds. He had the 28 home runs 2 years ago. He also had 71 runs batted in. Last year, the Dodgers, remember, Rosario hit 2 home runs against Chris Capuano. That was June 1. A little late on that swing. 0-2. They call him the Bull. When he was in the minor leagues, they called him Baby Bull. And once he moved up to the big leagues, he became Bull. No Bull. 0-2. Fastball just off the plate. Wow. Tough pitch to take. 0-2. Two down, bases empty. 2-0 Dodgers. 4th inning. 1-2. And a drive to the gap in right center, but it's slicing Puig. A diving catch for the out. Yasiel Puig gets an ovation, especially standing in the lower deck. Watch this. On the dead run. Timing. Now diving and holding on to the ball. home run, but that throw he had to make on the ground ball by Drew Stubbs. We're also trying constantly to improve on the telecast, trying to give you a little something extra. So we have something extra. It's an experiment. We want you to take a look at it. There are 19 cameras positioned around Dodger Stadium. Here's one shot. Now the camera turns. Look at that. Just before he makes contact, and then the home run. And the more we use it, the better we will become accustomed to using it, and hopefully you'll enjoy it that much more. But as we said, with that sore right shoulder, which has been plaguing him all year, that's Stan Conti sitting alongside of him, and it hurts right there. Meanwhile, Matt Kemp, and ball one. Imagine the fun. We'll have 19 cameras positioned all around the stadium. Every now and then there'll be some play, and we can see it from inception to conclusion, and every second of it along the way. Yeah, it's hurting. Every day he's in there. They're working on that shoulder. One ball, one strike. And a high fly ball to left. Going back is Dickerson on the track at the wall. Gone. Home run, Matt Kemp. Dodgers lead 3-0. Chassin gives up home runs to Hanley Ramirez and then to Matt Kemp. The dance continues. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. Breaking ball that seemed to hang, and Kemp knew exactly what to do with the hanger. Clearing the left field wall, and the Dodgers lead 3-0. Now that'll bring up Andre Ethier. Chassin had allowed 4 home runs in 8 games this year, and now he's repped up for 2 more in 3 innings plus. Three runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. For Matt Kemp, his home run, his 7th. It gives him 25 runs batted in and 164 in his career as a Dodger. Eric Karras finished up with 270. Ball 2. 2-1 to Andre. He's had a great deal of success against Chassin and single to left field in the 2nd inning. Big breaking ball down at the ankles. 3-1 the count. And that's low, ball 4. So Ethier draws the walk. That would be the first walk given up by Chassin. We'd like to remind you to start your first weekend of summer at Dodger Stadium on Friday, June 27th. The Dodgers and the Cardinals at 7:10. And after the game, fans are invited down to the field to enjoy a summer country mix-themed Friday night fireworks show. Compliments of Denny's. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. Well, after the shows they put on in the postseason last year, any night would be perfect to watch the Dodgers and the Cardinals. So Matt Kemp sitting alongside of D. Gordon. Dodgers lead 3-0. Pitch in the dirt. And 1 ball and no strikes to A.J. Ellis. So the Dodgers last night exploding for 15 hits. And tonight they played 3 innings plus. Nobody out in the 4th. and they have a half a dozen hits and 3 runs. Ellis singled to center in the second inning. Miguel Rojas on deck. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball at the knees, 1-1. Tomorrow night, concluding game, and a great game to finish. Jorge De La Rosa, who has had a stiff back, but they've worked that out. He'll be on the hill for the Rockies. And Clayton Kershaw trying to win his 7th against 2 losses. 1-1. Dodgers then will go to a heartbroken San Diego. I'm still in mourning for Tony Gwynn. And then go on to Kansas City. And then they come back 4 with the Cardinals and 3 with the Cleveland Indians. 1 ball, 1 strike. There goes the runner. The pitch missed to the plate. Oh my goodness. He is out from me to you. The LeMahieu makes the tag. That wasn't close. So for Ethier, he's been on base twice and he's been erased twice. Once at third, and looked like a hit and run play busted when Ellis missed the breaking ball. So Ethier out by plenty, 1 out, 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Tap down the right field line, foul, back into the crowd. Last night we had 44,077. Crowd might very well be up around 40 again tonight. Don't forget tomorrow night, final game of the homestand, Clayton Kershaw, Jorge De La Rosa. 1-2. So Ethier trying to put a wing back on his shoe. Thrown out trying to move over to third on a pitch in the dirt. Thrown out on a busted hit and run play. And then Matt Kemp, who just jogged around having hit the home run. Breaking ball down and away, ball 3. When the Rockies come up in the 5th inning, Ryan Wheeler will start it off. Miguel Rojas waiting on deck for the Dodgers. 3-2. Breaking ball got him looking. I think Ellis was guessing fastball and he was frozen on that big rainbow curve. So 2 down. Take another look at the breaking ball up there, and it dips right in for the strike. 5 strikeouts for Chacin. Miguel Rojas single to left field in the 3rd inning and was aboard when Hanley Ramirez, sore right shoulder or not, homered to right field. High fastball at 90, ball 1. Rojas made a dazzling play on a ball hit by Corey Dickerson in the 3rd inning. Took a base hit away, might have been a big inning, turned it into a force play, and the Dodgers got out of the inning cheaply enough. Ground ball to too low, and that'll be that. So the Dodgers get a run on the home run by Matt Kemp. Matt joining Hanley Ramirez tonight, hitting one for the distance. In his case, it was his 7th home run of the year, and the Dodgers lead 3-0. Be sure to join us on the next episode of Backstage Dodgers. We sit down with Dee Gordon's dad, Tom, for a memorable interview. Relive the excitement in the new episode of Backstage Dodgers. That'll be Thursday at 7 on Sportsnet LA. Well, Dee's dad, Tom, had the nickname Flash, and Dee has certainly been a flash. And, of course, tonight, 2 bolts of electricity furnished by Matt Kemp's home run, and that one of Hanley Ramirez. 5th inning, 3-0, favor the Dodgers. Wheeler, LeMahieu, and Chacin. Ryan Wheeler from Torrance, and Greinke not ready. Ryan grounded out to Adrian Gonzalez, and ball 1. Wheeler graduated from Torrance High. Then he went on accepting a baseball scholarship to Loyola Marymount. That's a strike. Ryan is 6'3", 235 pounds. He had 15 home runs 2 years ago at Reno. He had 12 last year, and he has 1 so far as he starts out. 6 runs batted in, only played 14 games prior to tonight. Of course, they're trying a lot of people at third base while Nolan Arenado heals. Once Arenado's ready, he'll take over. That's a strike. 2-2. Greinke now has made 71 pitches. Big overhand, slow changing curveball. 3-2 the count. Waiting on deck, DJ LeMahieu. Fastball, foul back. Ryan Wheeler was originally drafted by the Diamondbacks. Arizona got him in the 5th round 5 years ago. Another foul ball. Those foul balls, of course, take so much out of a pitcher. Greinke does have 2 strikeouts. 1 was caught looking, Stubbs. 1 was Morneau swinging. 3-2. Got him at the knees. 91-mile-an-hour fastball. So Ryan goes to school and strikes out. 3rd strikeout for Greinke. And it'll bring up DJ LeMahieu.
Second baseman, number 9.
Fastball just seemed to run after it passed home plate. Watch Ellis. It's on target and then whoops, there it goes. LeMahieu flied to right field in the 2nd inning from Visalia. Went to school at LSU, as we mentioned. Left the state when he was 7 years old. He was part of the LSU team that went to the College World Series in 2009. Slices one to right. Puig at the other end. 2 down. Yasiel made a wonderful catch, in case you weren't with us, in the 4th inning on a looper hit by Rosario to shallow right. Puig left his feet, made a great catch. So 2 out. Ulysses Chacin coming up. He grounded out. And a shot up the middle, a base hit. Chacin came into the game hitting .300, 3 for 10. So he's now 4 for 12, hitting .333. So for Greinke, he had a little string going after walking Blackman. He retired 7 in a row. Now he gives up the base hit. And here's Charlie, who grounded out and walked. Blackman drafted as a pitcher twice. Once by the Marlins, once by the Red Sox. He was a left-handed pitcher. Instead, he swings a good bat. Charlie runs very well. Came into the game hitting .300. He has stolen 12 out of 16 and does a fine job in the outfield. And ball 2. Blackman, just before the Rockies came here, back-to-back games against the Giants, he had 3 hits in each game. 4 times in his career, and twice he's done that this year. Foul tip, 2-1. With Blackman leading off, 12 home runs, 42 runs batted in. That's the most for leadoff men in the major leagues. Rockies have never had a leadoff man hit as many as 12. Foul the other way, 2-2. Earlier this year, he had a big game. He had 6 hits in a game against Arizona. That gets his name into the Colorado books with one of the all-time favorites in Denver, Andres Galarraga. Two and 2 to Charlie. And a flare, left field, drops in front of Kemp. So Blackman loops one for a base hit, and the batter will be Corey Dickerson.
Coming to the plate, left fielder, Corey Dickerson.
Dickerson singled and hit into a force play. Greinke has to be very careful with him. 19 of his 42 hits are for extra bases. Corey has 9 doubles, 2 triples, 8 home runs. Corey is now homered against 10 different teams in his career. Earlier this year, he had a 7-game hitting streak. Dickerson came in hitting .325, and he's 1 for 2, so he's hitting .328. 0-1 to Corey. Of course, as well as the young outfielders play, you realize how sorely missed Mike Kadire is. Kadire, the batting champion last year, hit .331. No balls, 1 strike. Foul back, 0-2. Kadire also had 20 home runs last year and 84 runs batted in. No balls and 2 strikes to Corey Dickerson with Tulo on deck, Troy Tulowitzki. No balls, 2 strikes. Greinke taking a lot of time here. And A.J. said, well, we're not on the same page. I'd best go out there. No balls, 2 strikes. The Dodger theory has always been the catcher suggests. It's the pitcher who makes the ultimate decision. They like to be in agreement. Every now and then they think differently as far as one wants the fastball, one wants a breaking ball. So we will see. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 on, 2 out, 3-0 Dodgers. 5th inning, and Tulowitzki on deck. So this is a big sequence against Corey Dickerson. What will it be? Took something off, looked like a slider. 1-2 the count. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Chacin at second, Blackman at first. And a bad ball. Fastball way up. And Dickerson went after it, and down he goes. 4 strikeouts. And Dickerson could kick himself, I'm sure. Take another look at the location of that pitch. He's a big fella anyway, but that was way up and out of the zone. And we're heading to the bottom of the 5th. 3-0 Dodgers. Camera sequence a little while ago. We want to show it to you again just to give you a better feeling for it. In the 1st inning, Drew Stubbs, the center fielder, came up. Now first you're going to see Greinke from this angle. Then we pick up another camera. Look at that. The ball just seems to be hanging, and he's called out on strike. So we'll just kind of break it in. We're just feeling our way. Stubbs, of course, would just as soon not look at that again. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Greinke had to work hard, however, in the 5th inning. Zach leading off has made 87 pitches. That was an off-speed pitch. 1 ball and no strike, 74 miles an hour. Of course, it's easy to sit up here and say off-speed. If you're Greinke, it looks like you're heading to get right hit in the head. Zach struck out in the 3rd inning. Not a bad hitter. Breaking ball foul back. Slow curve. They used to always say you never change up on a pitcher when he's hitting. And if you do, then the pitcher has to be a good hitter. And you have two pretty good hitters in this game, Chacin and Greinke. Two and one. Slider down and away to the backstop. Chacin has a lot of pitches: fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. That drops in nicely. 2-2. His fastball has been clocked anywhere from 90 to 95. And the two-seamer, 87, 92, and that, of course, is the sinker. 3-2 to Greinke. Chacin pitched once for Venezuela in last year's World Baseball Classic. They lost to the Dominican Republic. D. Gordon on deck. Fastball. Greinke a little late, but fouls it away. 3-2. Three and two to Zach Greinke. Fastball low. Ball 4. So Greinke draws the walk. Second walk given up. Walt Weiss watching. And D. Gordon coming up. I wonder if Walt Weiss, can't tell. You know, back in 1988, when Walt Weiss was the shortstop for the Oakland A's, he always wore the same white T-shirt. It was a North Carolina wrestling T-shirt under his uniform. And always, this sounds like a gag, but it's true, his left sock always had to have a hole in it. Honest. I don't know if he does that now that he's the manager. And big Jim Wright, his pitching coach, alongside of him, and Tom Runnels on the other side. Meeting at the mound. One of the things the Rockies had to do, they had to change Jhoulys Chacin's working habits. He used to be a big weightlifter, and they convinced him they would rather have him with the body of a pitcher than a linebacker. So gone now are the heavy lifting exercises that increase the mass of his chest, but it seemed to impede movement of his shoulder and arm. And ball 1. Gordon has struck out, grounded out, 0 for 2. Greinke at first, nobody out, 5th inning. And that's a strike, off speed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dodgers lead 3-0 on 6 hits, 2 home runs. Ramirez with a man aboard. Kemp with the bases empty, and that misses for ball 2. 2-1 to D. Gordon. So on a manager's count, Gordon backs out and checks with Bundy. Greinke held on by Morneau, taking a very short lead. And a fly ball to left field. Dickerson backs up a couple of steps. So Gordon a fly ball out, 1 down, and Hanley Ramirez coming up. As we saw watching Hanley after the home run, his right shoulder is hurting him. You wouldn't know it when he hits that thing over the right field wall with Rojas aboard, and the Dodgers do their dance. But then when he sat down, if you were with us then, Stan Conti began to work on his right shoulder, and Hanley was pointing to the area. Maybe straight up from the E in Ramirez on the top of the shoulder. 1 out, 5th inning, 3-0 Dodgers. Hard foul, 0-1. The Giants lost. The White Sox beat the Giants 8-2. They beat Matt Cain. Giants gave Cain a 2-0 lead, but Matt couldn't hold it. So a Dodger victory tonight would get them to within 5. We'll have to go back and see the last time the Dodgers were trailing by only 5. I would guess it's a while. 0-1 the count to Hanley Ramirez. Fastball hit in the air to center. This one's playable. Stubbs is there. Greinke tags, and Zach is on his way to second base. A heads-up play by the Dodger pitcher, and Miguel Rojas leading the applause in the dugout. Fine play by Zach Greinke. Greinke saying something to Troy Tulowitzki. He figured that ball was hit pretty far and he could beat the throw, and he was able to do that. A catch by Stubbs. The throw's on the money, and Zach just did get in there. LeMahieu trying to tag him. So that brings up Yasiel Puig. And 1 to count. Back on the 27th of May, the Dodgers defeated Cincinnati. They were 4.5 games back, trying to get to within 5 tonight. No balls and 1 strike. Puig flied to left and single to left. The single came on a 3-0 pitch. And ground ball wide to third. The long throw from Ryan Wheeler, and that'll be that. No runs, no hits, a man left. At the end of 5, 3-0 Dodgers. Help sometimes. You turn the clock back to this day in 1941. Joe DiMaggio, who was going to go on and hit 56 straight, had hit 29 straight to tie a Yankee record for consecutive games with a base hit. However, the Yankees were playing the Chicago White Sox. They were going to lose that game 8-7, and Joe was 0 for 3. And he came up in the 7th inning of the game, and it looked like his streak was over. He had a routine ground ball to the shortstop, Luke Appling. Appling went down to field it. The ball took a bad hop, It hit Appling on the shoulder, one out into left field. It was ruled a base hit. That made it 30 straight for Joe D. And as we said, he eventually went on to 56. All because of a bad hop. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Let's go back to this one. Zach Greinke taking a little time getting to the mound. After all, he walked, tagged up, took second, slid into second base. So he wasn't quite ready to just rush out there. And it's not a bad idea to take your time because you're going to get Tulowitzki, Morneau, and then Stubbs. We told you about Troy Tulowitzki and his fascination with Derek Jeter. And actually, there's even more than just a fascination. Ball one. Tulowitzki followed the path of Derek Jeter, kind of step by step. Jeter was drafted 6th. Tulo was drafted 7th 13 years later. Jeter reached the World Series as a 22-year-old rookie, and so did Tulo. Base hit to center field. Jeter was Rookie of the Year. Tulowitzki came in second to Ryan Braun. Then one thing happened to Tulowitzki that did not happen to Jeter. Tulo started getting injured a lot. He strained his left quadricep, missed 46 games. Cut his right thumb, missed 13 games. And then it seemed like his whole routine is going to be about getting hurt. And ball one to Morneau, just to continue with Tulo. Then he broke his wrist in 2010. He had groin surgery in 2012. That wasn't enough. He fractured a rib last year. He spent 260 days of his career on the disabled list. 1 ball and no strikes. Ball 2, gets behind Ellis. Tulo on his way. The throw down, not in time. So we'll see how they rule it. For Tulowitzki, trying to stay healthy. He appeared in 845 of the Rockies' 1,134 games, so about 75% of the time. Jeter, over the same stretch, played in 93% of the Yankee games. So that's enough on Tulo, but you get the idea. Singles to center, takes second on the wild pitch, and Morneau trying to pick him up. 3-0 Dodgers in the 6th, and that's ball 3. First thought you have whenever a pitcher runs the bases, he's now saying to himself, come on. He's made 92 pitches. And huffing and puffing a little bit. Three balls and no strikes. Morneau lined out to right and struck out. 3-1. Morneau against the Dodgers when he doubled, tied Arenado for the team lead with 17. Morneau doubled in the first inning last night. Foul ball into the crowd behind the Dodger dugout. 3-2 the count to Morneau. Justin is 0 for 2 tonight, but he's had a good road trip. Coming into tonight's game, he was 6 for 13. Hitting better than .320 against right-hand pitching, too. Three and 2 to Justin Morneau. And ball 4. It's dropped by Ellis. So first and second, nobody out, and all of a sudden Drew Stubbs represents the possible tying run. They are moving around in the Dodger bullpen. Nobody is throwing yet, but they are starting to rearrange the furniture down there.
Center fielder, Drew Stubbs.
And now Rick Honeycutt asking for time, and he'll go out and talk to Greinke. Zach's troubles twofold. Number one, a lot of foul balls. So all of a sudden he made 87 pitches in 5 innings. He had a 20-pitch top of the 5th. And in the bottom of the 5th, he led off with a walk, and on the fly ball by Ramirez to center, tagged up and went sliding into second base, and they left him. So whether that's had any effect or not, his pitch count is up to 95 with nobody out here in the 6th inning. Drew Stubbs, the right-hand hitter coming up, has 4 home runs. 16 runs batted in. Drew struck out, grounded to short. So Greinke has 2 challenges. He's got to be a little tired. He's made 95 pitches. And now suddenly, with the Dodgers leading 3-0, the Rockies have a look at the game. Missed inside, ball 1. He struck Stubbs out with that pitch on the inside corner. So 96 pitches now. One ball and no strikes. Little breaking ball missed, so now he's behind 2-0. So he's struggling a little bit now. He walked Blackman in the 3rd inning, and now he walks Morneau here in the 6th. And he's working his way to 100 pitches, and we're only in the 6th inning. Giants lost. Dodgers have a good shot to cut the Giant lead to 5. But they have to win. 2-0. Checked inside corner strike. 2-1. So he can still hit 91 on the speed gun. Fastball just did catch the corner. Two balls and 1 strike. And a high pop fly, really, coming as Campy is not going to make it. And throws into second base too late. So the pop fly single loads the bases with nobody out. So Tulowitzki opened up the inning with a single. He's now at 3rd. Morneau walked. He's now at 2nd. And Stubbs a fly ball single to load him up. So the Dodger lead of 3-0 becomes very shaky. Kemp playing deep for Stubbs. Couldn't get there. Now Willen Rosario grounded to short, flied to right. He's hurt the Dodgers before. Had a home run last night. The infield is back in double play depth. There's nobody out. And that is the 100th pitch. Greinke hits 93 on the gun, but he missed with it. There you can see the pitches by inning. Started off with 2 19s, then an 18. Easy 4th, only to come back and make 20 pitches. And he is laboring here in the 6th and kind of huffing and puffing as well. Fouled at the plate. 1-1 to count. Willen Rosario, very tough hitter, and look at that, 320 with the bases loaded. This year 3 for 4. Tulowitzki, Morneau, and Stubbs all out on the lines. 1 ball, 1 strike. Big thing, nobody out. Got him at the knees. 1 and 2. I think Willen's a little hot. He's going to walk away from home plate. Smart thing to do. Get out of town. Just walk it off. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Willen Rosario. Two and 2. A 103 pitches made by Greinke. Highest 112. Everywhere he looks, a runner. Tulowitzki, Morneau, and Stubbs. Fastball lifted to right. Having to go back on the ball is Puig. So all the runners tag. Yasiel wisely goes to third base, and it's too late. A great throw. He just missed getting Morneau, and the run scores on the fly ball to right. And Puig was deep in right field. So another great throw, and Morneau just does beat it. So Rosario, fly ball, run batted in. Stubbs goes to second, and Morneau goes to third as Tulo brings the run in. So 3-1 in favor of the Dodgers. Boy, it's great to watch somebody throw, gifted with a marvelous arm. We've seen some incredible arms. Puig, Carl Furillo, Roberto Clemente, Rocky Colavito. 0-1 to count to Ryan Wheeler. No balls, 1 strike. Greinke now is up to 105 pitches. Ryan Wheeler grounded to first and struck out. Foul back, 0-2. Second and third, so the tying runs are in scoring position. Greinke would like to be able to put Wheeler away without a run scoring. 1 out. No balls, 2 strikes. Ball 1. ...107 pitches. You've got to figure that this will be the last inning for Greinke. And even that's in doubt as he tries to escape with only 1 run. 1-2. And that's what he was looking for, hoping to put somebody away in that spot. That would be his 5th strikeout. He gets Ryan Wheeler a second time. And now DJ LeMahieu, who has flied to right twice. Rising fastball came up out of the strike zone. Wheeler, a big boy, went after it anyway. So second and third, 2 out. And Wheeler hot under the collar, understandably. He joins a long list of hitters who strike out and get angry. Well, he's throwing nice and easy, and he hits 93. Coming up 110 pitches. Remember, his high this year, 112, and that was in 7 innings. Here he is coming up 110, and he's still fighting in the 6th and leading 3-1. Fastball off the plate. LeMahieu is followed by Chacin, but Tommy Kahnle is throwing in the pen, and you know that Weiss could very well be thinking about hitting for Chacin. First base open, and they're going after LeMahieu hitting in the number 8 slot. So the bullpen watches and waits. Ball 2. Dodgers trying to hold on to a 3-1 lead. So this now is the 112th pitch that ties his pitch count high for this year. And the grief started running the bases in the 5th inning. 2-1. And fouled away. So he gets 2 strikes on LeMahieu. So the deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on, and the Dodgers lead by 2, 3-1. And now the most pitches for Zach in a game this year. Coming up, number 113. And a big sigh. Fastball, 93, and another dreaded foul ball. In the inning, Tulowitzki singled and was wild pitched to second. Morneau walked. Stubbs singled to load the bases. Rosario's fly ball to right deep enough not only to score Tulo, but advance Morneau and Stubbs to second and third. So Tulowitzki now a spectator in the dugout. 2-2 the count to LeMahieu. And now after shaking no, Ellis goes out there. What's up? All right, big decision on what the pitch is going to be. One way or another, Greinke has made 113 pitches, and what has driven him a little bit crazy, he's had 22 foul balls. I mean, if you subtract the 22, pitch count's okay. 2-2. Fastball hit down the right field line, slicing foul and out of play. Still 2-2. There have only been 10 swings and misses against Greinke. That's all, 10. Twice as many foul balls. So he'd have made 92 pitches instead of 114. No, deuces wild again. Another foul ball. Well, he's throwing 92, 93. He had 194. But this is the time when a pitcher really has to push himself. Watch Greinke's reaction after the foul ball. Oh, no. Another one. So he's made 115 pitches. He's only in the 6th inning. 2-2. Fastball hit down the right field line, foul. Another dreaded foul ball. I don't think he's thrown a breaking ball. The last few pitches have all been in the 90s. 29 pitches in the inning. Number 30 coming up. So he's a wonderful competitor, and he's being pushed to the edge. Honeycutt checking to see if Jamie Wright is well. LeMahieu has had 8 pitches, 5 foul balls. and he's been getting one fastball after another. 2-2. 3-1 Dodgers, but runners in second and third. And another fastball in the comeback. Or maybe he took a little off it. Maybe he was just getting tired. 117 pitches, and Greinke survives the top of the sixth inning. And I'm sure, as DeRocha would say, stick a fork in him. He's done. It's 3-1 Dodgers. Is brought to you by the Ram 1500, Motor Trend's 2014 Truck of the Year and first ever back-to-back champion. Quite a performance by Zack Greinke. Gritty, courageous, whatever you want to call it. He staggered through a 30-pitch sixth inning. He made 117 pitches. He had 25 foul balls to really wear him out, but he hung tough, and he gave up 1 run, 2 hits, 2 left. So a remarkable performance by Greinke. Now the Dodgers will have Gonzalez, Kemp, and Ethier in the bottom of the sixth inning. Adrian Gonzalez has struck out, hit into a force play, and is now fighting desperately to stay above 250. And first ball swinging, fly ball, but it's playable. Stubbs is right there. So 1 away, and Matt Kemp coming up. Kemp struck out in the second inning, but in the fourth inning he more than made up for it. Got a breaking ball out over the plate and hit it out over the left field wall. And the Dodger dance went on as Matt Kemp came home with his 7th home run of the year. 25 runs batted in. Earlier, Hanley Ramirez hit a big home run with a man aboard. For Hanley Ramirez, his home run was his 11th. So the Dodgers with 2 home runs, leading Chacin 3-1. Ball 1. And again, remember, the Giants lost to the Chicago White Sox 8-2. A Dodger victory tonight, and they would trail the Giants by 5. In the Dodger bullpen, J.P. Howell begins to loosen up. And the Dodgers perhaps hoping to be inspired by the L.A. Kings, who not only had their magnificent season, but they brought it over to Dodger Stadium. A lot of the Kings took batting practice. Then there were pictures taken with the Stanley Cup. And we'll see now if the Dodgers can borrow a little from the Kings. 2-1, off speed and out of the strike zone. One of those off speed pitches that had to look like a watermelon or a basketball. 2-1 the count. Fastball hit slowly wide at third. Wheeler in front of Tulowitzki. 2 down.
Dodger center fielder, number 16, Andre Ethier.
Andre Ethier has been on base twice, but it's been a rocky time for him. He reached second base in the 2nd inning. Pitch got away at the plate, tried to go to third, and they threw him out. And then in the 4th inning, he walked. Looked like a hit and run play. A.J. Ellis swung and missed, and Ethier was hung out to dry and nailed going to second base. Slow hook for a strike. Chacin is due to lead off the 7th inning. Now he went 7 last time out against Atlanta. He has made 86 pitches, and he's still in the 6th inning. Off speed, 1-1. Ethier has punished Chacin in the past. He's not only 1 for 1 tonight, 13 for 30. So Ethier hitting about .425 against Chacin. 1-1. 1-2. Chacin can hit 90 on the gun at least, but throwing off speed pitches to Ethier. Andre way out in front. That last pitch was only 81. Show him a fastball out of the strike zone. 2-2. Chacin, Blackman, and Dickerson due up in the 7th inning. With Blackman and Dickerson left-handed, it might see J.P. Howell. Ball 3. Chacin kind of hanging in his delivery there, almost like a bowler hoping to pick up a split. Just seemed to freeze and hang his leg in the air, willing the ball for the strike zone, but it didn't make it. 3-2. Fastball and a hopper to Tulo off his glove. Tulowitzki has made 3 errors. That's all this year. Last night he made an error. Well, he's made 2 errors in the series. That's half of his errors in a good 70-some-odd games. So with 2 out, Ethier aboard, and A.J. Ellis coming up. Tulo annoyed at himself. Chacin is annoyed. Should have been the 3rd out. Yep. Even Homer nods. 2 Gold Gloves. Ball 1 to A.J. Single to center and struck out. When he struck out, that was a 2-1 count, hit and run play. He swung and missed. Ethier was nailed, and then A.J. went down swinging. Tomorrow night, De La Rosa and Kershaw. 2-0 the count. And by the way, with Kershaw and De La Rosa on the mound here in Chicago, Chris Sale, the ace of the White Sox, and Tim Hudson, certainly the ace of the Giants. That'll be quite a pitching duel in the Windy City. That's a strike. 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Ethier held on by Morneau. Breaking ball off the plate. Little slider, 3-1. On deck, Miguel Rojas. Rojas singled in the 3rd inning and rode home on the home run by Ramirez, grounded out, but he also made a dazzling play in the 3rd inning on a hard hit ball by Corey Dickerson. That's a strike. 3-2. Chacin has not been the pitcher tonight to get that first pitch for a strike. He's break even. So 26 first pitches, half of them strikes. Curveball, check swing. Both of the home runs came when Chacin was behind in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Justin Turner. Dodgers patiently waiting for that leg to get ready. They might just hold him back until San Diego. That's ball 4. So now let's see. Rojas is going to come up, and Justin Turner will be batting for Greinke.
Their baseman number 72, Miguel Rojas.
3rd walk given up by Chacin. And now let's see. Walt Weiss walking out towards the mound. And we'll see about the skipper. Weiss was on the 1988 Oakland A's team in the dramatic home run by Kirk Gibson. I'm sure he doesn't want to take Chacin out. He wants to save him to get out of the inning and then bat for him. Chacin apparently assuring him they'll be able to take care of Miguel Rojas. So Walt back to the dugout. So 2 young men from Venezuela. Chacin from Maracaibo. Miguel is from Municipio Guapapuro. Wow. Two on, 2 out. 3-1 Dodgers. Bottom of the 6th inning. And ball 1. We mentioned that Chacin, as we watch Greinke talking to Honeycutt, Chacin very effective between 25 and 75 pitches, but now he's up to 100. Ground ball to the hole, smothered by Tulowitzki, no play, and the bases are loaded. Rojas getting a base hit by the diving Wheeler and smothered by Tulo, which prevented Ethier from trying to score. So now Justin Turner coming up to bat with the bases loaded, 2 out. Chacin so near and yet so far. Remember, he could have had the 3rd out, except Tulowitzki couldn't do it on Ethier. Now a ball that, as the players would say, had eyes, found itself in the hole to load him up. And here is Justin Turner. Turner hitting 400 with runners in scoring position. Fouled at the plate. 0-1. Justin batting .295. He has 3 home runs, 19 runs batted in. So the lad from Long Beach. Justin trying to open it up a little bit. Dodgers lead 3-1. Turner hitting .315 against right-handers with a couple of home runs. 0-2. If he's looking fastball, he's not going to get him. Couple of breaking balls. No balls, 2 strikes. Giants lost 8-2. Dodgers have a golden opportunity to cut the Giant lead to 5. With Ethier, Ellis, and Rojas out there. 2 out, 0-2 to Turner. Fastball away. So Chacin now is starting to make a lot of pitches. Greinke made 117, and Chacin is up to 103. And a foul ball down the right field line, out of play. Remember, Chacin in his 7 innings pitched very, very well against Atlanta, but he only made 85 pitches, and he's had a bad right shoulder, so they've been very careful with him. And now here he is, already making 104 pitches. So it's been a tough game. That's what, 221 pitches, and we're only in the 6th inning. 117 for Greinke, who's very much an interested spectator. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Breaking ball popped up. It will be Tulowitzki. All right. So Turner pops it up. The Dodgers lead 3, and at the end it's 6. It's still 3-1 Dodgers. The Rockies at 7 o'clock. De La Rosa against Kershaw. Thursday, the Dodgers will bust down to San Diego, and they'll spend the weekend with the Padres Friday and Saturday nights, Sunday afternoon. Then they'll go on to Kansas City. They'll finish a 5-10 game in Kansas City and come home, and then open up a big 4-game series with the St. Louis Cardinals, followed by 3 with Cleveland. For the Cardinals, they are still not quite ready. They're 3.5 back in Milwaukee, but they've won 4 straight, and they're about ready to go to the whip, so that ought to be a great series. Dodgers playing Cleveland. They're only 2.5 back at Detroit at the start of the day, so it's a fine homestand just around the corner. Meanwhile, J.P. Howell, as figured, would be brought in. It'll be Josh Rutledge, then the left-hand hitters, Blackman and Dickerson, and J.P. ready to go to work. Chacin wound up making 105 pitches, and he gives way to Rutledge. And first pitch off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes to Josh out of Cullman, Alabama. Hit a home run against Ryu here back in April. And promptly smokes it into left center. That'll go to the wall, and Rutledge on his way into second base, and he will hold up with a double. So Rutledge, who is hitting .339, comes up with his 4th double. He has 2 triples and a home run. He runs very well. And Rutledge, a long double. So J.P. Howell greeted by an extra base hit. And now here comes the left-hand batters, Blackman and Dickerson. Ethier getting the ball back in. So no sooner did the Dodgers get out of a tough scrape in the 6th, they're back on the griddle again. Blackman grounded out, walked, single to left. Howell is telling D. Gordon to move over. Gordon was playing Blackman to pull, and he moved him maybe 4 steps to his right. And fastball missed. Ball 1. Blackman runs very well. He has stolen a dozen. He's the #1 base stealer with the Rockies. Charlie taking a look down to Stu Cole. Then you have Corey Dickerson, and then Tulowitzki. High chopper. Here comes Gordon. Gloves, throws, got him. Close play. And on the play, Rutledge takes 3rd. Gordon moved 4 steps by Howell, and he was in position to handle it. So 1 away. Now Dickerson. Gordon, good scoop with the open glove. Then snaps it close and gets his man. Another left-hand hitter, Dickerson, and with Tulowitzki on deck, Brandon Lee gets up in the Dodger bullpen. Dickerson single to center, hit into a force play only because of a great play by Miguel Rojas, and then last time up, Corey struck out. Ball 1. Rockies have left 7 as we come to the 7th inning. Off the plate. So Dickerson is 1 for 3. Tulowitzki on deck is 2 for 3. And then Morneau, the left-hander. 2 balls and no strikes. Morneau waiting in the hold, as they used to say. Tulowitzki on deck. Morneau in the hold. Like the ship. 2-0. That's a strike. Always used to think they would talk about the man on deck and the man in the hole. Then found out, no. One man is on deck and one man is in the hold of a ship. Where'd that come from? I have no idea. Two and one to Corey. Big curveball, a hopper hard off the glove, and Ramirez stuck a finger in that thing. Hanley's right hand got in the way. Into second base goes Dickerson. Boy, that thing was hit. Let's see if he can keep playing. We know he has a sore right shoulder. Now we know he has a very sore hand. No doubt that thing really hurt. So Ramirez banged up on what will probably be listed a double. We'll see. Yep. So it's a double for Corey Dickerson, a double to shortstop. Rutledge scores without a play. Now the tying runs at second base. Dodgers are in a bind. There's that thing exploding off that bare hand. You could see that happen immediately up here. So what are they going to do? Will Rojas move over to shortstop? Will Hanley hang in there? They also have Carlos Triunfel. So there's Triunfel. Looks like he's getting ready. He would play third. Rojas would play short. And Hanley's done. That hard ground ball just ate him up. So Hanley hit a home run with a man aboard in the third inning. You could see when he got in the dugout, his shoulder was bothering him. Stan Conti was working on the right shoulder, and now the right hand. He sticks that one, and he has to come out. So Rojas and Triunfel playing catch, and it looks like Rojas will stay at third. Triunfel would take over at short. So Hanley Ramirez comes out. How long? We just don't know. But that ball was really blistered. So the Dodgers led 3-0 through 5. Gave up 1 run in the 6th, and they were lucky to get out of that jam, only to fall right into a jam in the 7th on a couple of doubles. So Rutledge hit for Chacin and doubled, took third as Blackman grounded out, and then Dickerson almost took Ramirez apart with that hard ground ball. So here is Tulo with a tying run at second base. Tulowitzki does a lot of things right, and Don Mattingly is not going to let Tulo bat against J.P. Howell. He's had Brandon League in the pen, and he'll bring the right-hander in. So under the heading of the best laid plans of mice and men, put Don Mattingly and J.P. Howell, bring in Brandon League, and we'll be back. In California, Mazda dealer. 3-2 in favor of the Dodgers, and they lose their shortstop, Hanley Ramirez. Dickerson blistered the ball, and in looking at a close-up, you can see the ring finger on Hanley's right hand. He extended it to show exactly where he was hit. And Stan Conti checking the finger, and Hanley had to come out. As soon as he stuck that finger in that hard-hit ground ball, you had to figure he was done. So Carlos Triunfel takes over at short, and the Dodger left side of the infield, Triunfel and Rojas. They've already used Justin Turner as a pinch hitter. So Brandon League goes head-to-head against Troy Tulowitzki. So it might not be a bad idea to check Brandon League and Tulo. Tulowitzki is 0 for 5 against him in the past and has struck out twice. Tulowitzki tonight, however, is 2 for 3. So the tying run at second base, 1 out, 7th inning, 3-2 Dodgers. Fastball, ball 1. Tulowitzki came into the game with 45 runs batted in. His biggest year back in 2011, he drove in 105 runs. He also had 30 home runs. Fastball grounded to third, holding the runner. Rojas gets it over to first. Interesting about Tulowitzki, and we certainly lead the choir with singing his praises, but he has not been a clutch hitter. 7th inning and later, Tulo's hitting .246, and in the so-called close and late situations, batting just .147 and no home runs. By the way, he came into this game 1 for 16 at Dodger Stadium this year. So the Dodgers have been able to stop Troy Tulowitzki. Now they've got to get by Justin Morneau. Two away. Morneau lined out to right, struck out, walked, and they're going to walk him intentionally, take their chances against the right-hander, Drew Stubbs. The league getting ready. Stubbs on deck has struck out, called out on strikes. Then he grounded to short, and last time up, single to left. Tying runs at second base. That's Corey Dickerson. The league walks Morneau. And here comes Drew Stubbs. Dodgers 3 runs, 7 hits, and the Rockies 2 runs, 8 hits. They've played each other 7 times, and the Dodgers have won 4 of the 7. But go back over the last 61 games between the Dodgers and the Rockies, and the Dodgers, by winning last night, have won 31, and the Rockies have won 30. So they are indeed the perfect example of push against shove. So a big at bat now for Drew Stubbs, the center fielder. Ball 1. Now, we were talking about how Tulo has disappointed close and late. Stubbs is the other way. Stubbs, close and late, is hitting .407. Fastball deflected, I think, by League, and then dropped by Gordon, and the bases are loaded. I thought League got his glove on that. It popped in the air. Gordon had plenty of time and then was in too much of a hurry. So we'll take another look at that and then wait for the scorer's judgment, as he'll be taking a look at it himself. High bouncer, yeah, off the fingertips, deflected to Gordon, who had a force play and dropped the ball, and he will draw an error. So a big error loads the bases. So now with the bases loaded, Willen Rosario, who has grounded to short, looped one to right, a diving headfirst catch by Puig, and then last time up, a scoring fly ball to right. 0-1. So you have Corey Dickerson at third, Justin Morneau at second, Drew Stubbs at first, 2 out, and the Dodgers desperately trying to cling to a 3-2 lead. But a lot of baseball left. We're only in the 7th. Oh and 1. Foul tipped. 0-2. J.T. Howell, of course, got into trouble. Rutledge doubled, and then Dickerson not only doubled, but he knocked Hanley Ramirez out of the game. The league was brought in and got Tulowitzki. Walked Morneau, then the error by Gordon. And a no ball 2 strike count to Willen Rosario. Ball 1. Another big crowd, 44,175. Seems like many of them holding their collective breath. One ball, 2 strikes to Willen Rosario. Nice save by Ellis. 2-2. Brandon Lee has been a ground ball pitcher. That big chopper off his glove that Gordon failed to field. He's had 9 ground ball double plays back of him. He doesn't need a double play. He just needs an out. Desperately so. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Bases loaded. 3-2 Dodgers. Fouled away. 2 doubles, a walk, and an error. And the Rockies are right back in it. Dodgers had a 2-run home run in the 3rd inning by Hanley Ramirez. They had a home run by Matt Kemp in the 4th inning. And then that's it. They did load the bases with 2 out in the 6th and failed to score. So a big at bat for Willen Rosario with a left-hand hitter on deck. Ground ball speared by Rojas. They get the 4th. So the Dodgers give up 1, but still hold on to the lead. Nice play by Rojas, flashing to his left, and got it down to Gordon right on the money. A big sigh of Dodgers were dancing back in the 4th inning. They're heaving a sigh of relief in the bottom of the 7th. A trio of Rockies come into the game. Brandon Barnes takes over in right field for Charlie Blackmon. Charlie Blackmon moves over to center field to take over for Drew Stubbs. And the new pitcher is Tommy Kahnle. Tommy is from Latham, New York, went to Lynn University and was originally drafted by the Yankees. 6'1", 220. He'll be 25 years old in August. He went to Shaker High in Latham.
Second baseman, number 9, D. Gordon.
He eventually went to Lynn University. That's down in Boca Raton, Florida. He wanted to pitch where the weather was warm and good competition. He did well in the Cape Cod League. That's a great place for good college players. And here he is, D. Gordon, to lead it off and takes a strike. So Gordon, who had the big night last night, 4 hits and a walk. Tonight, 0 for 3 with an error. And so it goes as a baseball player. Ground ball, just foul. Brandon Barnes, the right fielder, will bat 9th. So that means that Brandon will bat 3rd when the Rockies come up in the 8th inning. No balls, 2 strikes. And down he goes. Boy, is that not this game? 4 hits last night, 0 for 4 and 2 strikeouts tonight. Say, don't forget Thursday, June 26th, Dodgers open a 4-game set with the Cardinals, and the first 50,000 fans in attendance receive a Brian Wilson bobblehead presented by San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino. So buy your tickets today at Dodgers.com/promotions. Brian Wilson, talking about him, he's up and at him in the bullpen. Carlos Triunfel up there, 0-1 the count. Triunfel from the Dominican Republic, from Santiago. No balls, 1 strike. And drives one to left. Deep to left. If it's fair, it's gone. How do you like that? Home run. And the Dodgers lead 4-2. His last home run was in 2012 with Tacoma. So what a surprise that is. The Dodgers forced to take Hanley Ramirez out, bring in little-used Triunfel, and he hits a home run. His first big league home run. Got a pitch up, not too much on it, and reached back about 3 or 4 rows inside the foul line in left field. So the Dodgers have a little breathing room now, 4-2. Triunfel getting 5 from everybody. He's carrying the bat. He might take that home and sleep with it. 4 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers. They've hit 3 home runs tonight. 2 runs, 8 hits for the Rockies. Carlos Triunfel, 5'11", 200, 24 years old, from the Dominican Republic. Originally drafted by the Mariners. It's a big one. Now here's Puig, 1 for 3 tonight. That's a strike. The Rockies hit a lot of home runs, but they are challenged. The team has hit 87 home runs, and the pitching staff has given up 87 home runs. For Kahnle, 3rd home run that he's allowed this year. 1-1. Good sinker. 1-2. Yasiel Puig has some new sweatbands with number 19 on it, and you have to think although that was Jim Gilliam's old number and that's retired. It was also Tony Gwynn's number. Yasiel perhaps is saluting Tony, and down he goes. So Puig goes 1 for 4, 2 out on strikeouts, and that'll be Adrian Gonzalez. Basically, when Puig goes up to hit for any Dodger hitter, you're looking fastball, slider, and changeup from Tommy Kahnle. Fastball fouled away. Adrian has struck out, hit into a force play, flied to center, and has dipped underneath now, hitting .249. And we look and see Adrian Gonzalez is wearing 19. And of course, for Adrian, whose roots are in San Diego, he's certainly not only admired, I think he felt that Tony Gwynn was about as good a player as he ever seen, and he would have an awful lot of people who agree with that. 0-2. Little ground ball right to the bag, and that'll do it. Adrian goes 0 for 4. But a surprise. Carlos Triunfeld comes up. Had 10 home runs 2 years ago at Tacoma and hits his first major league home run to left field to give the Dodgers the 4-2 lead. And we're heading to the 8th. Tommy Kahnle, that opens it back up to a 2-run lead. Dodgers take the field here in the 8th inning. Take a look on 19 cameras. There was the ball. Now you really see where it is in relationship. And then he seemed to uppercut it. High fly ball back into the stands just inside the foul pole to give the Dodgers a 4-2 lead. Now it'll be Wheeler, LeMahieu, and Barnes in that order. Strike. Carlos Triunfeld, his first major league home run after relieving Hanley Ramirez. Put that in the book for him. June the 17th, 2014. What a thrill, and what a time to do it. Single and a home run, 2 for 2 in his at-bat as a Dodger. 2-1 the count. So Brian Wilson facing Wheeler. Ryan is 0 for 3, grounded out, struck out twice. Big boy from Torrance, and Loyola Marymount. Off the corner. 3-1. Brian Wilson in his 30th game. Three and two. Brian has walked 17 and struck out 29. But what has bothered him, he's given up a lot of hits. He's given up 28 hits in 23 innings. So the opposition batting average against him right now is .286. 3-2 the count to Wheeler. Foul back. Boy, one thing about the Rockies tonight, they have just seemed to hit a ton of foul balls. They certainly did against Greinke. They had 25 foul balls. Charlie Blackmon and company would go up there and just wear you out. 3-2 to Ryan Wheeler. And ball four. So Wilson walks one. Brandon League walked one. That's when they walked Justin Morneau. Now DJ LeMahieu flied to right twice and hit back to the box. Second baseman 0 for 3, hitting .258. And on deck is Brandon Barnes. Brandon Barnes is the inside the park man. And 1 ball and no strikes. And ball 2. So Brian fighting it a little bit. Walked Wheeler. And he's falling behind 2-0. Nobody throwing behind him in the Dodger bullpen. It's been Greinke and then Howell, League, and now Brian. Two and 0. And ball 3. So AJ going out to talk to him. Honeycutt on the phone. We'll have to get somebody up. Dodgers led 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, 3-2, now 4-2. Three and 0 to LeMahieu. Wheeler held on by Gonzalez at first. That's a strike. 3-1. 44,175 taking in the ball game tonight. 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Dodgers. 2 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Rockies. And another strike. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Jamie Wright, who pitched the 9th inning last night. He made only 9 pitches, so they get him back up tonight. Wilson appeared briefly in last night's game. So 3-2 to DJ LeMahieu. There goes the runner, then he stops. Ground ball, Gonzalez on the bag. Tag at second and got him. Once Gonzalez stepped on the bag, that removed the force. And Triunfeld made the quick tag on the sliding Wheeler. The double play 3-6. And a nice play it is. On the bag for 1. High throw, good tag, 2 out. The Triunfel handles a difficult situation very well. 2 down, and Brandon Barnes coming up. Nice play by the Gold Glover at first base. Brandon Barnes has had 2 inside the park home runs this month, most recently Saturday against the Giants. First player with 2 inside the parkers in the same month since Ruben Sierra back in 1987. In 1986, the Twin shortstop Greg Gagne hit inside the park home runs in consecutive at-bats against the White Sox. Ball 2. For Gagne, he was the only player in the last 41 years with 2 inside the parkers in the same game. Dick Allen had done that against Bert Blyleven in 1972. Line drive over a leaping Gordon. So a 2-out single by Barnes to right field. And the batter will be Charlie Blackmon. So that 9th spot in the lineup for the Rockies has been very productive. 3 hits in the 9 slot. Chacin had a base hit to center. Rutledge, the pinch hitter, batted for him and doubled. And now Barnes singles to right. So Gordon just missed as he turned his glove. The ball actually hit the little finger on the glove. All right, 2 down. Here's Charlie Blackmon, grounded out and walked, singled and grounded out. Ball 1. Just finishing up the thought about inside the park home runs. 2 thoughts. Number 1, the late Tony Gwynn, the great Tony Gwynn, hit an inside the park grand slam to beat the Dodgers here at Dodger Stadium. And the all-time record holder of inside the parks, Willie Wilson, who spent most of his career with the Royals, he had 12 in his 19 years. Up there goes the runner on a foul ball. So Barnes off to the races, and the pitch fouled away. Barnes has stolen 4 out of 5 on a ball club that doesn't do any running. One ball and 2 strikes. 2 down here in the 8th. Dodgers lead 4-2. Tomorrow night, De La Rosa and Kershaw. Two and 2. So Wheeler opened up the inning and walked. LeMahieu hit a shot to Gonzalez, who turned it into a double play. Nice tag by Triunfel at second base. But then Barnes singled. So Wilson's not out of the woods yet. 2 and 2 the count to Charlie Blackmon. Foul back. The report on Hanley Ramirez, that ring finger that was stung by that hard hit ball by Corey Dickerson. It is a contusion of the ring finger. They took x-rays, they were negative, and he is listed day to day. Of course, the ring finger on your right hand is not that important as far as throwing the ball. The middle finger, the index finger, and the thumb, that's the big 3 for the grip. But pretty hard to even hold the bat. There goes the runner on another foul ball. Wilson hit 95 on the gun on that pitch. Dodgers will have Matt Kemp, Andre Ethier, and A.J. Ellis in the bottom of the 8th inning. 4-2 Dodgers. 2 out, 8th inning. Barnes has been going. We'll watch him again. He does not go. And it's ball 3. Tough moments for Don Mattingly. You can only sit and twist and chew. Waiting on deck, Corey Dickerson, who is 2 for 4 and who knocked Hanley Ramirez out of the game. 3-2, runner goes, another foul ball. So Wilson has now made 25 pitches here in the 8th inning. Zach Greinke's most pitches, and he struggled. He made 30 pitches in the 6th inning for a total of 117. 3-2. There goes the runner. Pop fly to Gordon. All right. So Blackman pops it up. The 8th inning goes in the books. Barnes is left at first. And at the end of 7.5, 4-2 Dodgers. Off. He struck out and he also grounded out, but in between was the 4th inning, and that's when Kemp unloaded his 7th home run of the year. At the time, that gave the Dodgers a pretty comfortable 3-0 lead. But the Rockies came back to tighten it to 3-2, and then, of all people, Carlos Triumphel hit a home run to make it 4-2. Brian Wilson had to work hard, made 26 pitches, and got through the 8th inning. So Matt, then Ethier, then Ellis, and if anybody gets on, Rojas. Seven home runs, 25 RBIs for Matt, facing Tommy Kahnle, who gave up that home run to Triumphel, but he also struck out 2 in the 7th inning. Fastball missed, ball 1. 6 pitchers in the game, so that always messes up the downslope on the mound. Different strides, different footprints. Boy, he's throwing pretty hard. 95. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 2. And again 95. The Tommy Kahnle, K-A-H-N-L-E, 6'1", 220. And got him. Boy, he didn't mess around. Just 95 miles an hour. Temp frozen at the plate, and down he goes, striking out a second time. So 1 out. A reminder, MLB TV Premium, that's a #1 live streaming sports service celebrating 12 years. Join the millions of subscribers. Watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on over 400 devices. Visit Dodgers.com for details. Andre Ethier, single to left, walk, reached on an error. And fastball at Sale. 1 ball and no strikes. Ethier picked up a couple of points tonight, hitting .260. One and one. Kahnle's fastball has been clocked as high as 98. It's been 95 tonight. Then he has the slider, that was the previous pitch, and a changeup. Two and one. Don't go wandering off. When the Rockies come up in the 9th inning, they'll have Corey Dickerson, Troy Tulowitzki, Justin Morneau. Fastball on the hands, a little foul, and getting under it is Ryan Wheeler. So Ethier fouls out. A.J. Ellis coming up. Down in the bullpen, Kenley Jansen will be asked to close it up. Jansen did not pitch yesterday. Did not pitch the day before. Made 9 pitches in his last game against the Diamondbacks. Strike. AJ single to center, struck out and walked. Dodgers were retired in order in the 1st inning. They've had somebody on base every inning since, leading 4-2 in the bottom of the 8th. Fastball at 95. Boy, he can bring it. Tommy Kahnle. Tommy's been in 27 games. Earned run average was under 2, but he gave up the home run. 1-2 the count to Ellis. No swing, says Greg Gibson. .96. That's as high as he's thrown tonight. Thought he was stuck at 95. He moved it up a notch. As we said, occasionally they tell me he's hit 98. 96 will do. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Whoa. So he goes all the way to A.J. Ellis. Miguel Rojas on deck. 2 out, bottom of the 8th, 4-2 Dodgers. And the big guys come up, Dickerson, Tulowitzki, and Morneau in the ninth. Fastball got him. Strike three. AJ can't believe it. He's telling me no, no, no. Quinn Walcott will walk away, which is a smart thing to do for the young umpire. Ellis is rung up at the end of 8. With Jansen getting ready, it's 4-2 Dodgers. And along with it, they bring in Kenley Jansen. A.J. Ellis warming him up. Kenley coming in, and for Jansen, 0-2. ERA of more than 3.5, almost 4. But he does have 19 saves. His strikeout to walk ratio, which is always interesting, is a little bit better than 4-1. 47 strikeouts and 11 walks. Jansen has also dodged some bullets, but he's also given up 3 home runs. For Kenley Jansen, asked to close it up, he successfully converted his last 15 opportunities. He has 19 out of 21. He's been averaging a little more than 14 strikeouts per 9 innings over his career. And right-hand batters hitting just .217 against him. Well, 2 of the 3 hitters he will face will be left-handed. Dickerson, single to center, doubled. His double was that hard ground ball, that vicious ground ball that just ate up Hanley Ramirez, got him on the ring finger and the right hand. Dickerson also hit into a force play because of a great play by Miguel Rojas. So Corey could easily be 3 for 4. And then you have Tulowitzki and Morneau. 4-2 Dodgers, 9th inning. Strike. And again, we remind you the Giants lost. The White Sox beat them 8-2. If the Dodgers can hold on to any part of this lead, the Giant lead will be cut to 5. 0-1. And 2. In looking at Kenley Jansen's work, Dickerson 1 for 1 against him in the past. Tulowitzki hitting just .222 against him. And Morneau has never faced him. 0-2. Foul back. Dodgers had Ramirez hit a 2-run home run in the 3rd inning with Rojas aboard. Kemp led off the 4th with a home run. So the Dodgers led 3-0. But the Rockies battled back, got one in the 6th, one in the 7th. It was 3-2. And then Carlos Triunfel hit the home run in the 7th to give the Dodgers the 4-2 lead. No balls, 2 strikes. Ball 1. It's been Greinke, Howell, League, Wilson, and now Jansen. Greinke could win his 9th. Chacin and Canely. Chacin could lose his 5th. Brian Wilson worked 26 pitches in that 8th inning. 1-2 to Dickerson. And a line drive base hit into center. So the Rockies are not about to go quietly. One of the things the Rockies have done is score late in games. And they have certainly done that tonight. A run in the 6th, a run in the 7th, a rally in the 8th. So now here's Tulowitzki. Single to right in the 1st inning. Hit into a force play in the 3rd. Single to center leading off the 6th. And then with runners at 2nd and 3rd grounded out in the 7th inning. And that's punched to right field for a base hit. And just like that, the Rockies had the tying runs aboard with nobody out. Dickerson singles to center. Tulowitzki singles to right. And Justin Morneau coming up.
Justin Morneau.
So Dickerson with 3 hits. Tulowitzki 3 hits. Morneau has walked twice, lined out to right, and struck out. So Morneau hitting .298, 11 home runs, 44 runs batted in. Dropped all the way down to 91 for Jansen. Both hits were at 94. Last year, you remember, Kenley would come in, and even the year before, and the first pitch would usually be around 96 or 97. He pitches more than throws that hard anymore. Dropped that in nicely at 94. Kyle Parker, who just joined the club yesterday and appeared as a pinch hitter last night and struck out, is on deck. No balls, 2 strikes. Just off the plate, and that was 96. So that's the old school. Jansen, I think, tried to will that thing on the outside corner, just missed. Right there. So near and yet so far. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And a high pop fly. Infield fly rule is called. Triunfel makes a catch. 1 out in the 9th inning. Now the batter is Drew Stubbs, and Stubbs will give way to Kyle Parker, who just joined the club, appeared last night, struck out as a pinch hitter, and they drop him right back in it. Kyle, an even 6, 200-pounder, 24 years old. He'd be 25 the end of September. Went to school at Clemson and was a first-round pick in 2010. His dad was a former wide receiver, Carl Parker, in the NFL. Played for the Bengals. Kyle, a fine athlete, was a star quarterback, on one. Had a baseball scholarship to Clemson. As a quarterback, He was the first athlete in NCAA history to tally 20 touchdown passes and 20 home runs in the first academic season. 0-1. 0-2. One out in the ninth, 2 on. Dodgers lead by 2, 4-2. Oh, 2 to Kyle Parker. See you later. So Parker is caught looking. Down he goes. And the Rockies are down to their last out. Fastball. Good pitch to hit. Parker apparently looking for something else. So with 2 out, Willen Rosario coming up. Rosario comes up with timely hits. Tonight he's grounded to short. Lost a base hit on a diving catch by Puig in the 4th inning. Had a scoring fly ball in the 6th. And hit into a force play in the 7th. The 1-4-3 against Kenley Jansen. No pitch. Rosario this year, close and late, which is where we are. 9th inning, 2 out. He's hitting just 103. He has 3 hits in 29 at-bats. Just numbers, however, as he checks in at the plate. Loses the bat. 0-1 the count. In the inning, Dickerson opened up with a single to center. Tulowitzki followed with a single to right. So Dickerson and Tulowitzki back to back have had 6 hits tonight. Tulowitzki did score 1 run. 4 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers, 2 runs, 11 hits for the Rockies. But of the Dodger 8 hits, 3 have been home runs. 2-run home run by Hanley Ramirez, a leadoff home run by Matt Kemp, and then the home run by Carlos Triunfel in the 7th inning with 1 out. Oh, 1. Oh, 2. So the crowd now up on its feet, exhorting Jansen to punch him out and turn out the lights. No balls and 2 strikes to Willen Rosario. Just missed. Crowd wants every pitch to be a strike. 1-2 to Rosario. Just off the plate and low. Dickerson and Tulowitzki out there with 2 out. Just to add a little spice to the situation, remember, the Giants lost in Chicago 8-2. Should the Dodgers hold on and win this game, they will then trail San Francisco by 5. Overthrowing on that pitch. That's not his style now. You can see through 97. There's a big difference between throwing and pitching. Kenley now with the deuces wild as it gets. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on, and the Dodgers leading by 2, 4-2. Foul back. And again, 96. The Rosario had 97 inside and low, fouled off 96, and the count stays 2-2. All right, they hook up again. Got it. Well, Jansen strikes out 2, gives up 2 hits. Rockies lead 2, and the Dodgers trail San Francisco by 5. Kenley Jansen made 19 pitches as he put the Rockies away. Dodgers now have beaten Colorado 5 out of 8, and the player of the game, well, we will give it to Carlos Triunfel. He changed a tough 3-2 game, made it a 4-2 game with his first major league home run, and that was enough to help give the Dodgers a big win. And they are dancing in the dugout on a night that began with the Dodgers saluting the LA Kings. So we'll see you tomorrow. That's De La Rosa and Kershaw. Till then, good night, everybody.